Welcome to the next video in a course in discrete mathematics. This is lesson 3 discussing conjunction and inclusive and exclusive disjunction. In this video, we'll give a definition of conjunction as well as inclusive and exclusive disjunction, examples and exercises. So to start with conjunction, let's make a parallel with what we've already seen when it came to negation. Now, what we saw with negation is that for any given proposition, you can negate it, and that gets you a new proposition. But it is a new proposition that is related to the original proposition, because if we know the truth value of the original, we can use that to find the truth value of the negation. Now there, it was a particularly simple process of just flipping the truth value. Now let's consider the situation that you have two propositions. Let's take the examples, I have been to Finland and I have been to Estonia. Their conjunction is a new proposition that we form from them, and it is the proposition, I have been to Finland and Estonia. And so that kind of tells you what a conjunction is. Words can often indicate which construction a given proposition is. So just as we saw with negation, the word not is often an indication that a proposition is being negated. Well, the word and often signals conjunction. Now, how do we determine the truth value of a conjunction? Well, a conjunction expresses that both propositions are true at the same time. So if we look at the truth values of the constituent sentences, then knowing those truth values will tell us the truth value of the conjunction. So imagine in this row of this table, that's the scenario where both propositions are actually true, right? That's the scenario where I have been to Finland, I have been to Estonia. In that scenario, the conjunction is true because both, right? The conjunction expresses that both are true. Now, if one of them or the other is false, like for instance, maybe I have not been to Finland, but I have been to Estonia, well, the conjunction is false because it says both of them are true, but one of them is not. So it works the other way around as well. So if you have been to Finland but have not been to Estonia, then for you that proposition would be false still. And if you've never been to either, then again, the proposition is false. So the conjunction is true only on this first row where both propositions are true. Everywhere else, it is false. Now, when it came to negation, it was possible to always form the negation of a proposition by simply writing the word not at the very beginning of the proposition. It would be at least more or less clear to an English speaker what you meant if you constructed negations that way, right? If you said not I have been to Finland, we would know what you meant, but that would not be really grammatical English, and it would also be a little on the confusing side. So a better way to say it is I have not been to Finland, right? That's a more natural English construction. And often when you're writing these things, you want to try to find the most natural writing style possible. Well, a similar fact is true for conjunctions. You could always technically form the conjunction of two propositions by just writing down each proposition and putting the word and in between, but that wouldn't be the most natural construction. And so what I wrote before, I have been to Finland and Estonia, is a more natural way to express the same thing in English. So moving on to disjunction, for any two propositions, you can form their disjunction. So take, for example, he ordered the soup and he ordered the salad. Well, their disjunction is he either ordered the soup or the salad. The words either and or will frequently indicate that a disjunction is the construction of that proposition. Let's look at the truth values. So a disjunction, at least here, we can kind of tell that, could you order the soup and the salad? Well, I think in most normal contexts, you would think it should be possible. And so a disjunction like this we call an inclusive disjunction because it is true even when both of the constituents are true. So if he did order the soup and he also did order the salad, then the disjunction is still true. It might maybe seem a little strange to say he either ordered the soup or the salad, and that's a true sentence when he did both, but I think we technically count it. And if he ordered the soup but not the salad, that would be still true because it says one or the other is true. So if just one of them is true, that's enough. And then he did not order the soup, but he did order the salad. Well, still true. It's only in this final case where both of them are simultaneously false. He did not order the soup and he did not order the salad. Well, then the disjunction is false. But there certainly are examples of disjunctions where we mean to communicate that not both are possible at the same time. So take, for example, you may have a complimentary coffee or tea, but not both, where right, the clause but not both makes it completely explicit that we do not accept the truth of the statement or the proposition when both of the constituents are simultaneously true. So this explicitly rules out both being true at the same time. There are plenty of other contexts where it's implicitly true that you're only saying one or the other, but not both. For instance, consider the proposition a number is either even or odd. Well, when you say that, I think we all kind of intuitively get that it's implicit that a number cannot both be even and odd. Sometimes it takes a little bit of background knowledge or some context to help you decide whether or not a given disjunction is inclusive or exclusive. But there's the idea of the exclusive disjunction. So the truth values under each scenario are going to be just like the truth values for an inclusive disjunction, which is to say it's going to be true on these two rows, false on the final row. But unlike the inclusive disjunction, it is false on the row where both propositions are true at the same time. And now we can start looking at some exercises. So form the conjunction of the following propositions. Try to use the most natural English that you can. So the propositions, this triangle is a right triangle, and the proposition, this triangle is an isosceles triangle, so on. Here, this one is going to probably be a little on the tricky side. Do your best. I mean, you're going to see my solutions later on, but I tried to sort of express the conjunction of all of these sentences in the most natural and concise way possible. So aim for that in your solution and then compare with my solution. And then in each of the following, decide whether it is best understood as an inclusive or exclusive disjunction. So she either went to work or the store, so on. And finally, I'd like to just end the video with an invitation to ask questions. So if you found anything in this video presentation or in relevant sections of the textbook at all confusing, feel free to leave a question below the video. And if I can address it in the comments, I will. And if it's substantial enough, then I may make a whole video and insert it into the playlist.